Day 3 at the All England Club may have started with grey skies, drizzle and some umbrellas, but it was only a matter of time before some world-class tennis broke through.
So good.
Oh, what a torpedo!
Hello and welcome to the Wimbledon Evening Show presented by Jaguar. Despite play being delayed by 45 minutes, when the action finally got underway, fans were treated to another jam-packed day of tennis here in southwest London. And for those of you who are lucky enough to have centre court tickets, well, there was another stellar lineup coming your way. First up, it was Novak Djokovic, followed by US Open star Emma Raducanu, and then finally a Sir walked onto courts in the form of Andy Murray. But you guys already knew that. I'm here to bring you up to speed on everything else which happened on the third day of the championship.
Oh, that's a fabulous backhand. Wonderful short angle to find the sideline.
Oh, it's a rally that had a little bit of everything. Oh, what a recovery from Ryan Peniston, and that's got the crowd going.
Oh my word. We've had to wait a while, but that was sensational. Fantastic.
Superb. Reflexes, anticipation, and a couple of good dings too.
40-30.
Oh, yes. Fabulous.
He was going the wrong way, had to completely change and still got there and execute like that.
Even for a guy that's won as much as he has, that's got to feel good.
Oh, glorious pass from Casper Ruud.
Hitting the line at least twice in the point.
Oh yes, best rally of the match so far.
Beautiful touch on the drop shot from Lynette.
Oh, this is becoming an exhibition of how to hit a pass.
The Italians loving that.
Oh, well, it was called out and then called in. Here, there, everywhere, Carlos Alcaraz.
When walking around the grounds here, you have to keep your eyes peeled because you never know who you might bump into. And earlier, I spotted England footballer RUBEN LOFTUS-CHEEK, who we know loves his tennis. RUBEN LOFTUS-CHEEK, lovely to see you at Wimbledon. A little bit out of context, that's when I kind of get a bit confused. I'm like, footballer Ruben. Let's go and chat to him. What brings you here this year?
No, I've always been a big fan of tennis. I think people know that now. But I'm just with my dad just to come down. I come on Thursday. I'm on centre court, so this one's just a little walkabout.
Who are you watching today, and who have you got your eye on?
I like watching all the games, like all the top players, and I like to see the tips I can get. Do you know what I mean?
Are you any good at tennis yourself then?
I'm okay. I don't want to say I'm really good, but I play.
I've got to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot then. Who are your top picks, men's and women's side, to go all the way?
I think Swiatek's going to win for the women. I think she's just incredible at the moment. No one can beat her. So Swiatek for the women, and
it's tough.
For the men's, it's tough. It's tough, but you can never count out Djokovic and Nadal. So I say Djokovic.
Djokovic and Swiatek are Ruben's choices. Obviously, it's a kind of summer of sport, as always here. You've got the Grand Prix on this weekend. You've got loads of cricket tests going on. Do you get a chance to go to anything else, or is Wimbledon the main one you have to get yourself to?
Yeah, I always want to go to Wimbledon every year. So as long as I'm here, I'm happy.
Well, lovely to see you, and have a great day today and on Thursday.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's see how many famous faces I can grab a word with throughout the course of this championship. Right, well, it's time to bring you up to speed on all the stories from day 3.
Bit of a rain delay and a delayed start, but we've got players and we have got second round action here on day 3 of Wimbledon 2022.
All set fair this afternoon. The forecast is good. And we look forward to uninterrupted play on what should be a terrific afternoon. And the roof is open.
Superb.
Game, set and match. A consummate performance from the world's best player. 6 times a champion. Looking very much the favourite for a 7th here.
I think from my side, overall, really high quality performance, and I'm very pleased. Love you too. Thank you so much.
A brilliant Jules Niemeyer knocks out the second seed.
And what a reception then for the world number 11, the British number 1, Emma Raducanu.
Oh, it's too good! There'll be no Wimbledon fairy tale for Emma Raducanu this fortnight. But it's Caroline Garcia who'll go through to the 3rd round.
I really enjoyed to play here on center court. It was my first time and it was very special.
Oh, that'll do, Norrie. A roar of celebration and relief at coming through this test.
Battled as hard as I could. I wasn't playing my best, and it was a tricky match, and what an unbelievable atmosphere there. Thank you to everyone for coming out. So cool, so great.
Finally, it is the break, the set and the match. And Maria Sakkari into the 3rd round of Wimbledon for just the 3rd time in her career.
That was a tennis masterclass by John Isner.
Well, I'm delighted to say I'm now joined by Nick McCarvell, who's going to give us his thoughts on some of the best moments from today. Got to start on centre court with defending champion Novak Djokovic. He was in action against Thanasi Kokkinakis, and he said he's playing himself into form.
Yeah, I mean, that first round was a little scratchy against Kwan, but I thought against Kokkinakis, he was just playing on his brand of tennis, Rachel. The way that he was controlling the court, moving Kokkinakis around, maybe rate the first round 6 out of 10, closer to an 8 or 9 out of 10 there. 23 matches in a row. He's playing with confidence now into the 3rd round, and this is a tournament where he feels at home. It felt like his home court today.
Do you think, looking at him now, he looks like a man who's going to go for his 4th consecutive title here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he came in here, that's always the expectation. He didn't play a warm-up, and he has done that in the past, not playing any of Queens or Eastbourne or any of those. So I think that first match is always a good test for him. We saw it last year against Jack Draper, this time against Kwon. But against Kokkinakis, it felt like the Djokovic of old, or the Djokovic that we've known for so many years. And he's only going to build in confidence as he goes, which is a danger to the rest of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's stick on centre court for now then. Emma Raducanu was next up against Caroline Garcia. Unfortunate times for the Brit out there.
Yeah, it was, but you know what? This tournament overall for Raducanu, to come here with the injuries, with the pressure, with everything that's happened in the 12 months, it's a win. Honestly, I just think to get that first match, to show everyone here in her home country, I'm a Grand Slam champion, I'm out here, I'm doing my best. Caroline Garcia has been number 4 in the world. She came out, she served well, she moved the ball well around the court. I thought Raducanu just felt tight today, and you could actually feel the tension inside center court. So hats off to Carol. Likes to fly away when she wins a match. She flew through that one, and I think hats off to her.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see her in round 3. Again, let's stay on centre court. There was so much action.
Let's
the best names
there.
in the house are there. Let's camp there,
Yeah.
like Nick says. Well, it was Andy Murray taking on John Isner next. And how did this one play out?
Yeah, well, for Isner, he had never beaten Andy Murray and comes out, wins that first set behind the big serve. He's been a semifinalist here before. The American coming through, springing the upset, can you call that, against Murray, someone who's been a 2-time champion here, maybe still not quite the player that we've known him to be. He's had so many of those injuries, that medal in his hip. But I think for Isner, this is a huge victory. These guys knocking on the door of retirement. No, Isner's still here, and he wants to go deep at this tournament too.
Well, let's move then, Camp, from centre court to number 1. Nick, we're staying with that theme. Jules Niemeyer was on there, and she knocked out the 2nd seed, Annette Kontaveit. Was that a surprise?
Yes and no. Good question. I think in a way, you know, there's been a tough few months for Kontaveit. She said she's actually had some struggles recovering from COVID, and we haven't seen her best tennis. Last year, she had a really flurry finish to get to the WTA finals. But for Jules Niemeyer, I mean, a German player, we don't know too much about her. It's only her 2nd Grand Slam, and she said on that number 1 court, this is a career moment for me, and I love these moments at Wimbledon for these players. We see it for the big stars, but also for the players who are just getting the chance to take out a number 2 seed. That's huge.
Well, it was a bit like Harmony Tam, wasn't it? They're going to remember these moments for the rest of their careers, so it's a great moment for Jules Niemeyer there. Let's move then on to Casper Ruud and Ugo Humbert. I mean, Casper Ruud, a finalist at Roland Garros just a month ago, but he had to wait a while Ugo Humbert forgot his rackets and had to kind of delay the match a bit. I mean, that's not super professional.
No, but it can happen sometimes too. And if you change your tensions of your racket, Humbert maybe wanted specific different tensions. I don't know exactly what happened there. But once he had those sticks in hand, those were his weapons today. Casper Ruud making the final of the French Open. But Ugo Humbert, he was a really successful junior H. He was almost number 1 in the world, I think maybe number 1 or a Grand Slam champ. And for him now, he's trying to find that form. Taking out the number 3 seed, it was a big moment for him too. And Casper Ruud said coming in, he gets his first ever win at Wimbledon in the first round. Just didn't feel like he has his feet underneath him on the grass, but he has bragging rights in the family. Dad was a professional, 0-5 at the All England Club. Casper gets to walk away with 1 win at Wimbledon. So that's pretty good for the family.
Well, 1 win is better than none, of course, and all these matches here mean so much to everyone involved, but there was a match happening on court number 12 which held slightly more significance than most. Wednesday's round 2 matchup between 29th seed Annalina Kalinina and her Ukrainian compatriot Lesia Serenko meant more than just progression to both players, and following Serenko's win, she spoke openly about the experience during this difficult time for their country.
Horrible things are going on in Ukraine in the last week, and if there is something that every person in this world can do, I think it's good if they do it. If they think that to donate $10 means nothing, no, it's not true. It means a lot. In the city, in the main city of my region, Nikolaev region, they don't have water for a few months already. So if you think that $10 is nothing, it's 10 bottles of water. So it's just horrible what is going on in Ukraine, and I feel terrible, and I feel very guilty, and I feel that seems like there is nothing I can do. So the only thing is continue playing, and as I said, I donate 10% of my prize money.
Well, some lovely words then for Serenko after that matchup, and it's so great to have a Ukrainian representative continue in the championship. Well, Nick, thank you so much for reviewing.
I loved hanging out.
I loved having you here, and hopefully you'll come back for some more as the tournament unfolds.
Can't wait.
Thank you. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. If you haven't been watching all day today, don't worry, we've got you covered. Here's some things you may have missed.
Well, they say good things come to those who wait, and we've had to wait all of about an hour and 35 minutes. There's been light drizzle, you might call it, but it is now nice and dry. The court is dry too, and we are ready.
I don't know if the rain has got into the scoreboard at the far end, but it's not operating at the moment. There we are. Has nothing to say.
Clinical start to the game as there's oohs and ahs. One of Peniston's team dropped that one.
It's not going to live that one down.
It's a long wait to get in the ground sometimes.
Oh, staggered but didn't go down.
He just might have hit his backside.
Should have done it really gently.
She's got 4 different bottles of drink that she can drink from.
Oh, now she'll challenge that. See, that one was going across and onto the line.
I agree.
So I still reckon it was out. What do you think? No cheating?
I'm going to go with in.
I'm going with out.
Interesting.
You owe me £10.
We didn't say what we were betting.
Oh, nearly made it. That would have been something special.
That caught in the crowd. That was a really good catch. He was alert.
As day 3 draws to a close, we wanted to draw your attention to 3 things we think you should keep an eye out for on day 4. First up, Iga Swiatek, world #1, is second on court #1, and she's trying to go for a 37th win in a row. Next up, Rafa Nadal takes on Lithuania's Ricardas Berankis on centre court, and with Novak Djokovic playing himself into form, Nadal very much needs to keep up. And finally, Aussie Nick Kyrgios is back in action after knocking out Britain's Paul Jubb. He takes on Serbia's Filip Krajinovic, and he's worth watching not always for his actions on court.
You know, a couple lucky shots here or there, but he put himself in a position to win.
Well, thanks so much for joining us once again on the Wimbledon Evening Show. But we would love to hear from you, so get in touch using all the Wimbledon social channels. That's it from day 3. We'll see you tomorrow for some more action on day 4. Good night.